Instagram Live? Or is it just a phone? Oh, there's an ad on this? Oh, no. Just cut it off. This is tough.
Yeah,
This is a classic one. You can hear the LOG in the background too.
How old are y'all again?
22.
I wasn't even born when we came out. We came out in 93.
My father told me about you like years ago. Because he said that he used to play you all the time. Like he used to have the cassettes and everything. He put me on.
What's that? Jack, what's up?
Is it serious?
Huh?
Is it serious?
Smell it. I'm thinking if a rapper come here with a red cup, why can't a singer come in with a red cup? No. No. Red cup. No, we don't do drugs. I just wanted to drink tonight.
You don't even drink. I'm the drinker.
I take a drink once in a while.
What? People braces in the hospital from a heart attack?
What? You know, John Singleton died today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fuck.
Crazy.
See, I might be going in 5 days. Shit.
Nah,
Chill
don't
out,
say
man.
that.
Don't say that. Don't put that in the air.
Listen, man, death is a gift. It's something better waiting for us. I heard the radio station's all gold up there. Oh, solid gold. Your dad listen to? He's a hip hop head.
Yeah, hip hop head, R&B. My dad's disappointed me because like he's getting into like the new hip hop. I'm not a big guy in the new hip hop.
You know what though? I don't hate it. No, I don't.
I'm not telling people
It's
hate
their
it,
time. It's their time. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Just like when we came out, our parents like, that's good, but it's not like our music. The Temptations and all
yeah,
that.
that is true.
So, you know what I'm saying?
It's different when you grow up.
Only thing
with
I don't
the
like is when these rappers don't have respect for the ones that pay homage. I mean, the ones that don't pay homage
Kodak
don't have no respect, man.
Kodak
Yeah,
Black.
they should.
And Kodak Black might be clout chasing, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like on some levels he is. I feel like on some levels.
But you know, they say he was really about that life in the streets.
Yeah,
So,
I believe
and he got all those old dudes behind him.
All of them, yeah.
So he feel that he's invincible.
Yeah, for sure. But he's not though. I mean, he should
No,
know that from.
anybody can get touched.
Anybody.
Yeah. He should know that from just.
We're not recording, right?
Nah.
No.
Those Zoes not gonna.
The video is though.
Oh, the video's still going?
Yeah, the video's recorded.
This is for online? They can hear the vocals? What up, y'all? They can't see us though, right? Over here, they can't see me.
Yeah, they can see you. Yeah.
Yeah, they can see you. Because
They
there's
can't
another
see us,
camera
they'll
right
see
there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's another camera
But
right
I
there.
love Kodak Black though, man.
Yeah.
Now he really got some good songs though.
He
I
does.
know one song.
He got some good songs.
He has some good. That album, Painting
I
Pictures.
listen to everything, bro. And if it's mumble rap, then it's just their time to be mumble rap. Some of the beats is popping to me. So I can't get stuck in. I can't get.
It's not as good as your music.
I know, but I can't get stuck in the 90s.
I know, yeah.
I'm stuck, I guess.
Nothing's gonna be better in the 90s.
That's true.
To me, the best era of music was the 60s, the 70s, and the 90s. I never liked the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s were bad.
D-Train,
I never liked the 80s, bro.
Why you say that?
To me, because it was more soulful feel. The 80s took, the disco came in and watered it down. It was more like, all the sounds sound the same in the 80s. And it was, to me, it was like, it wasn't really, the writing wasn't, maybe, some of the white bands was kind of dope in the 80s though.
Yeah.
Like, but other than that.
What artist you talking about from the 80s? Remember,
Oh, well,
D-Train
no,
came up in
I'm not
the
talking about
80s.
all the artists in the 80s. I'm just talking about that era.
Alexander
That era has a bad history too, bro.
Prince.
It was traumatic for me. Like the 80s, they had the jams in the park.
Yeah.
And then the jams in the park followed shootouts. I seen somebody get shot in the head in front of me when I was younger. So all that stuff, when I hear 80s music,
It brings you back to like.
Yeah, man.
It brings you back to that time.
crack era, it's just a bad time. I don't like the 80s.
Well, we've been on stage like twice and somebody got shot in front of us too. One at Summer Jam, then one at the Mount Vernon thing. Right when we get ready to go on
Somebody got
stage.
shot at somebody
Twice.
inside this.
Summer Jam in the parking
Outside
lot.
on the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Not too long ago.
No. We talking about the one we did in '94.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like somebody got shot.
Somebody always getting shot.
We was in Russia. We was in Russia singing slow songs, and the soldiers pulling this drunk Russian guy. You see the skin coming off his ass and everything. How many people's in that audience? 350? 350,000. And he just recently found the photos. Should have brought the photos.
That's crazy.
350,000. We were the only R&B group there.
What'd you feel like? How was the energy like there?
It was in St. Petersburg Square. So it was for the independence for St. Petersburg. And it was rock, it was hip hop, it was R&B. And that experience is the craziest thing. I've never seen that many people in my life. I don't even think Beyonce had 350,000 at one of her shows.
Right, yeah, that's a lot of people.
Maybe 20, 40 she had, but not 350,000. Dude, this is like a sea of people.
Yeah, that's bigger than
I think Buddy threw on he had a Russian hat. He asked a soldier, can you try the hat on? He threw it on. The whole place said, it felt like a fucking earthquake. That's crazy. I was like, yo, Buddy, you'll get us killed. But they actually love Americans. They just hate the politics here.
That's everybody though.
And the chick's dad is beautiful. They are bad. So what kind of DJ you gonna be? You gonna be laid back, or you gonna be like when you get in the radio station when you get out of college? You know, hype sells, son. You gotta be like, yo.
Yeah, I like being hype, but I like throwing on stuff like this though. Like I like.
But there's always a room. Every major station has like the '90s era set. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. Here's a Russia. Some of it right here. That's just one side of the crowd. That's crazy.
Oh, you a DJ too? All of y'all guys?
I don't DJ. I'm just a radio person.
You're a radio personality.
Yeah.
All right.
And like those people
So you plan on going into the business too?
in the middle.
Nice.
I've been doing radio since I was 16. So,
Right?
yeah.
Nice.
I was like, throw your hands in the air.
I see that.
So it's definitely something that I want to pursue and there's a few like outside ventures that I want to pursue too as well. I want to do.
You guys don't have your own YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, I'm about to get my YouTube channel cracking
That's
pretty
what's
soon.
up.
All the clips up.
Huh?
I put all the clips on my
Nice.
social.
What about any live stuff? You can't stream. They won't allow you to stream live on your channel, right?
Yeah. I make sure everything's up, like my podcast website, everything's recorded, everything's filmed.
Nice.
You ready to go on?
Yeah.
All right.
We're ready for you.
Strung out. Got push on. Push on.
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max on air here. We have very, very special guests here in the building tonight. Legends of R&B,
Yes, yes.
Jeffrey Sanders and Buddy White.
What's up, St. John's? What's up, New
Welcome
York
to
City?
WSJU Radio.
What's up, St. John's? Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
No problem. You're more than welcome, and it's an honor to have you guys here tonight with me
Appreciate it.
for an interview as well. And I want to introduce my other guests in the corner here.
Word, this is Andrew Brown, aka Young Cornbread. What's going on?
Young Cornbread.
Yeah.
You already know the deal. You hear my voice. It's Loko Warbucks, Queens, New York, Left Right City in the building. St. John's, we hit.
All right, stand up.
All right.
So I want to get into first with you guys. So I know the whole backstory about you guys, and as well of you guys were in the Army, I believe.
I was in
You were in the Army,
Yeah.
and you met Kenny Greene.
Met Kenny Greene down on Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Rest in peace, Kenny Greene.
Rest in peace to Kenny Greene.
Yeah.
So what was it like hooking up with him and then starting this R&B group known as Intro?
Well, it wasn't really an R&B group at the time. We just music. We didn't know if it was gonna do gospel. We didn't know if it was gonna do house music. We didn't know if it was gonna do rap. We didn't know if we gonna end up doing R&B. We just know that we love music, and that's how it started. Just writing and putting tracks together.
Now, how did Jeffrey come to the picture?
Queens, New York. Me being from Queens, and
Man, I could tell
we
my
had
own
a
story.
friend named Peekaboo, who danced with Kwame. He told me he had a dude in Queens that could sing real good. He wanted me to meet. He brought me. When I came back to New York, he introduced me to Jeff.
And that's how it all started.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what made you call the group Intro?
Well, Intro, I had this album, right? And it was actually a Motown album. And on the album it said, Intro, Diana Ross. Intro, Michael Jackson. Intro, Smokey Robinson. I'm like, Dad, who the heck is Intro? You know, who's Intro doing all of these records with these people right here? But actually it was the intro to the song, but I didn't know. So that took that right there, like that intro. And then also it was a group named In Touch. You know, it's just that cool type of trying to find something that was kind of different. And then they came up with the acronym Innovative New Talent Reaching Out.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. I heard that.
My bad. Let me back up.
Yeah, I heard that online. Innovative New Talent Reaching Out. I've heard that before as well. And so, when did you guys really start to think this is where you wanted to go with music? When, like, was it that you wanted, like, to be very serious about it?
I think the stars was in line already. It's like, you ever had that feeling you knew something was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
It was just that feeling. Like, I think on our own separate platform before we came together, we had a vision of doing the same thing. And when we got together, it was almost like it was perfect. Everything was falling into place. You know, the tones sounded great together. I was like, wow, this is happening fast. So,
in the networks, he had network. We had network. Heavy D was pretty much the brain of it. You know, he put everything together. He was like the middle point right there that put everybody in line. All the people that we needed to meet, and you know, DJ. He introduced us to DJ Eddie F.
Oh yeah.
In turn, you know, I don't want to jump too far into the interview, but you know the people that he introduced us to.
Yeah. Now, what was Heavy D like? Because I've interviewed a few 90s artists as well, but I never heard a story about Heavy D. What was he like personally?
Just so, like, pretty much like you saw him, like how he presented himself. Just laid back, cool, seemed like he didn't let too many things trouble him, you know. Real business minded. And I didn't know him really on a personal level. Most of the time I saw him was when he came by Eddie F's house in the studio. Probably run past him a couple times at the parties, and I made sure every time I saw him, even you know, even past the 90s into the 2000s, whenever I ran into him, I always made sure I thanked him. I always say, yo man, thank you.
I want to add to that too. It was like when we first met Hev, we thought we was going to see him more frequently. Nah, he just passed us off to Eddie F, and we ran into Hev here and there, but he wasn't really around us like that. It was more Eddie F. But Hev just made all the connections for us. Yeah.
Recipes to Heavy D as well.
Yeah, man.
Another great of the industry, a pioneer. And now, what was the first song that you guys wrote? Do you remember?
First song that we wrote, well, it wouldn't be on our album.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the we used to write songs just to rehearse with, like songs like, if I could just pop the title off the head, I Do Believe in Love, and just a lot of songs that would help us with our harmonies and stuff, as far as developing our tones and stuff. The first commercial song that we wrote, I would say, would be a hook on Shinehead's record, Try My Love. And yeah, that was that. Then came the Mary J. Blige stuff.
That's right. And you guys also written for Mary J. Blige as well. I know Reminisce, right, is one of them. What was the other one?
Love No Limit.
Love No Limit.
My Love, You Don't Have to Worry. Yeah.
What was it like writing for a legend like herself?
Well, at the time, she was Mary J. She was just Mary. You know, she turned into a legend now.
Yeah.
You know, but at the time, she was Mary. And those songs were actually songs that were already written for the first intro album, Reminisce, My Love, Love No Limit. We had already sung those songs, and they were mixed and ready to go on our album. And then Puff came to Eddie F and was like, you know, Mary got to deal with MCA. Why don't they go for the big check right now? So we sold the songs to Mary. Then you know, just kept the album moving.
Now, what was the first song that you recorded and decided to push commercially off the first album, Intro?
Love Thang. Yeah, Love Thang.
Love Thang?
Love Thang.
That's the first one off the album as well.
Yeah. That was recorded, what, about 2 hours? buddy?
It was a quick one, you know, just off of the brand new being loop. Awesome 2, no, not the Awesome 2, that was the Edie Brickell loop that Brand Nubian had used. So it was already popular in the hip hop community. So it's like, yo, let's throw some vocals on top of this hip hop and get it going. Yeah.
And that's what you guys were known for as well, was singing over the hip hop beats. Not too many R&B groups and R&B singers did that at the time as well. So that was what made you guys unique.
I think before we were doing that, there was a lot of people doing the New Jack Swing type of feel of records, but we sung on actual hip hop loops.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was definitely something new, and a lot of people jumped on it. And
Just
do we
trying to
take
find our lane.
Yeah.
They
Trying-
copied the
just trying to
style,
find our
right?
lane.
They
It's like
copied
with
your style.
Like with everything, you know, music recreates itself. I don't think it's anything that's actually brand new. It's a little bit from here, a little bit from there, you know, and yeah, it's hip hop R&B. We just was trying to find our own lane.
Now, going back before even inspiring others in which people started to copy your style, who were some people that you looked up to? Who were some of you guys
Some
you
of my
looked up to?
favorites. James Ingram, rest in peace.
Mhm.
Nita Baker.
Just Once is a great song. by
Layla
him.
Hathaway. Yep.
Stevie all day.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
And I believe you guys did the best cover of Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky.
I'm gonna let Buddy talk about that because
Why do you say that?
that's a story in itself, and it's like go ahead, Buddy.
Because we didn't want to do it.
Hell yeah, we were scared to do that
We
record.
didn't want to do the record. We stalled for like 2 weeks with Tim Patterson, who came to us to tell us, you know, let's do Ribbon in the Sky and put on the album. And we danced around it. We did everything else besides that. And it was actually one of the last songs that we recorded. And I didn't think they was ever going to release it as a single. Donnie Simpson started playing it on the radio down in Washington, D.C. And being that we didn't release it as a single, it actually pushed the album to go gold, because that's the only way people could get the record. So it turned out to be a good thing, and we ended up meeting Stevie Wonder behind it and hanging out with him. At his
what
house
was he
one
like?
day. Amazing. It's amazing.
He was so amazing. He busted my ass in air hockey twice. Twice. You know, Stevie Wonder beat my ass in air hockey twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Buddy was a witness. Kenny was a witness.
I seen it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I said, "Yo, dude, you're not blind, dude." He said, "Stop playing." He just kept bit my ass. I was like, "Oh," but then he eventually told me that he sees like a little silhouette, just a little bit. But you know, their keen senses is like crazy when you went at that situation. But yeah, he busted my ass, and that goes down in history, ladies and gentlemen.
That was another one of those was supposed to happen moments, because that was Kenny's birthday on the day that we got to meet Stevie Wonder. So yeah, we went over to his house. He called over Johnny Gill,
Studio.
Terrence Trent D'Arby, and we recorded a song with him that day too. That's on the Allman Brothers album. It's a tribute to Curtis Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie bought the cake for Kenny. We sung Happy Birthday. We weren't allowed to take any pictures or videos, and I'm so mad about that. We had a great time. But when we were recording that song, how they set it up was each of us had our own mic, and we was in a circle. And I ended up standing next to Stevie. And oh my God, I was nervous as I don't know what, because if I hit the wrong note, of course he's going to hear it. But, you know, we made it through. We thought we
Now,
never
what did he think of the record once you guys covered it?
He loved it.
He loved it? That's good.
Yeah, he loved it. We actually watched him, you know, add some other touches to it while we were recording. It was dope. He had a setup where he had the studio, actual studio, and then he had equipment like the engineer outside in a mobile trailer. Like he always took his studio equipment and stuff with him when he went on the road.
Mm.
That's what we heard at the time. So.
Well, speaking of Ribbon in the Sky, how about we throw that on and let the audience hear it if they haven't heard it already?
Yeah, baby.
This is WSJU Radio, Mad Max on air here with intro, Jeffrey Sanders, Buddy Wike, Andrew Brown, Loko Warbucks in the building.
I'm going to take a quick 2-minute run to the bathroom to get rid of some of this water. It's right across the hall.
I got to go to the bathroom too.
Grandpa's right across the hall?
Yeah, I'm about to go to the bathroom too. You know, I can show you.
What up, Cuzzo? Yeah, we at the radio station. What's up? What's up? Miss Petite, what's good? David is good. That y'all here finding this purpose or finding her purpose. Hey, Kisa. Sammy, what's going on, Sammy? Silver Wand. What is this? Silver Wand Entertainment? Or Silver Swan Entertainment? What's going on? Brown Charles, what's up?
I just want to let you know I agree with your point with this. It's something that you post on Instagram.
Say that again?
I agree with your point here. It's something that you posted on Instagram a couple months ago. I agree with you on that.
You ain't going to jail.
Yeah. I agree with you 100% though.
You gotta show your face, lady, if you're gonna come on here live now. I don't like your ceiling. I need to see your face. She hung up. She know better. Dre Wonder in the house. What's up, Dre? Yeah, I be talking. I'll be creating havoc on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, cuz I'm out here doing it. What's up? That's your jam. J Mick, what's going on? What's up, Dre? What happened to the music, man? I don't hear nothing going on, son. What's going on? Drop them hearts, y'all. Drop them hearts. Rest in peace, Kenny Greene. New York Fly. What up? What's going on? You're quiet tonight. I need y'all to say something. We are St. John's Radio. Give it back to the university. These are young, up-and-coming radio personalities.
That's right.
Yeah. Rapper in the house.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah.
Look out for them, y'all. What's your name?
Andrew Brown, aka Young Cornbread. Check me out. That's my Instagram and that's my Twitter as well too. So go check me out.
Yeah.
It's your boy Loko Warbucks, straight out of Queens, New York, Left Right City. Follow me on IG at New Black Soul. Get at me though.
Yeah, the man.
Yeah. DJ Mad Max, you know what it is. You can find me at the Real Max, TheRealMax on Instagram and Twitter.
Y'all gonna be seeing them on radio.
That's right.
These are college students doing their thing, y'all. Support them. Tune into St. John's Radio. What's it called? The call numbers?
Calling number 7.
No, the call letters.
Oh, the call letter WSJU.
WSJU?
Yeah.
But this, you have people calling in?
Yeah, you can have people calling in.
Sure. Let me post that number then. How do I do this?
Yeah, the number is right
Yeah,
there
right.
too. If you want to take a look
Okay,
at it.
got it. Hold on, y'all. I got something for y'all in a minute. What did I just do? Oh, yo, give it, what's that number on there, baby? 718?
990 3758.
935
Oh, 3758.
3758. Mo better in the house. Good Mo, buddy. Oh, cool. So Mo better. you've done for me. New York Fly must be from Left Rack. You from Left Rack, New York Fly? What building you from? What section you from?
Section, what building?
Huh?
You asking me or you asking him?
No, this New York Fly's a girl, I think.
Oh, she from Left Rack? Oh,
I think she's from Left Rack. Because she said Left Rack stand up.
oh, let her know Argentina's in the building if that's the case. Section 3.
Section 3?
Yeah.
Argentina?
Yeah, absolutely.
Building, Argentina building in the building. She's from Wellington.
Wellington, okay. She right around the corner.
Wellington.
Wellington, yeah, right around the corner.
That's the weak building. That's the weak side.
Oh, on the app? No, it's not weak at all.
Oh, it's on the app?
Yeah, it's on the app.
Oh, that's what niggas hustling at.
Yeah, of course.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, I'm on the cool side right now.
We're back.
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max back on air here with intro. Jeffrey Sanders, Buddy Wike in the building with Andrew Brown,
Yes,
Loko
sir.
Warbucks.
Yeah.
We here.
So that was just Ribbon in the Sky, the greatest cover of Stevie Wonder's classic.
Shout out to Stevie Wonder.
Building.
Now, so you guys came up with the album. When did you start with Come Inside? Because that's a huge one as well.
Come Inside. Come Inside. That's one of the That's one of the records that was like in the heat of the battle. You know, like we want to compete with the hot ballads that are out right now. Let's sit down and take some time and write out a ballad. And that's another song that took about an hour to write. You know, just playing around, being funny, and you know, and that was the outcome of it.
And it turned out to be a hit.
I guess. I know a lot of people got hit. A lot of babies were made behind the record right there.
Yeah, it's safe to say that yes, it was.
Yeah, I had to do one up on me and say, "Yo, man, you owe us you owe me some child support."
Now, you guys have made numerous hits and as well as some remixes as well. The Come Inside remix is epic as well, in my opinion.
That's one of my favorites, to be honest. But which one though? There's two.
There's the Funny How Time Flies remix too.
Oh yeah.
Little Kim.
Yeah.
Shout out to Little Kim.
DJ Clark Kent was with that one too, right?
And then you also got 50 Cent that actually used Funny How Times Fly.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was dope.
That is dope. That's dope. 50 Cent's one of my favorite rappers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I grew up listening to his music, Get Rich or Die Trying. We had that. My dad had that on bootleg. And I remember just listening to that in the car. So that's dope, man. That's real dope.
But being that we are in the naughty college right now, let's talk about Come Inside again.
Come on.
Why not?
Why you say it's a naughty college? It's St. John's. It's
It's a good college.
It's not a naughty college.
It's not a naughty college.
Well,
Tonight, this is the naughty kitchen right now.
Man,
There you
Naughty
go.
kitchen.
The naughty kitchen.
St. John's got some stories.
Nah,
Man.
but check it out though, ladies. So being that y'all was little babies, if
Right.
anything, if y'all was here, because you said you're 20, right?
Yeah, 20.
And how old are you?
22.
22.
20.
Y'all wasn't even here.
Not at
Right,
all.
yeah.
So-
I was born in 96.
So when you listen to Come Inside, the album version, listen towards the end.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy though? It's you guys in the locks. I never understood what made y'all want to put something like that at the end of a song or like on a skit or whatever like that at like a time like the 90s, right? Like what made y'all want to go and put something like that on
Yeah,
the
I
record?
kind of want to know this too.
Honestly, did we get the idea from Aaron Hall?
I was asleep when that went down. I was in the studio. I had already did my part.
All right,
About 4
so
o'clock in the
Aaron
morning.
Hall-
So
guy.
the producer came to me and said, Jeff, can you get a girl to come over and y'all play out a part on the end of the record, on the vamp of the record? I was like, okay, cool. So it was this girl I was dating at the time. She was a dancer at the time. So after she got off work, it was like 4 in the morning. She came over around 4:30. It was a snowstorm that night too. She came over and we was, talking it out, and it just didn't sound authentic. I said, listen, let's close these shades and get it popping. So on that record, all the slurping and yeah, all that's real.
Oh,
It's all real. It was so real that part played in the 90s. They played that whole part on a radio
Oh, wow.
throughout the whole country. They played that whole part,
That's crazy.
and at that time that
I
was
never
unheard
knew
of. They played that whole part on a radio, bro. So, but unfortunately, I'm not really that guy. I'm a nice guy. I don't really do that crazy stuff.
That's wild though.
Any
Yeah,
more
that's
stories
crazy.
behind the first album that you like to tell, and going on tour as well? Because this album was huge.
Trying to blow us up, trying to get us a snitch on ourselves. Buddy's cat.
We had a wonderful time. It was great just traveling the world and seeing the different countries.
Man, we was slaying them chicks, boy. What are you talking about, boy? Now I'm only playing.
you know
It's a joke. It's a joke, y'all. It's
Let
a
me
joke.
ask as an artist, right? Let me ask as an artist, because y'all been on plenty of tours, right? When y'all are single going on tour, what is that life like? You know, after the shows, when y'all in these different cities, whatnot. What is the energy like when y'all are not on stage?
It depends on what part of the tour it is. If you're in the middle of a long tour and you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to the next city, it almost turns into a job, like performing and to your room. You might bring your PlayStation with you. It's not really like people think like you're going to hit the clubs and popping bottles and stuff like that, because it's gonna affect your like the next day. But if it's like just like a spot date and stuff, and you know you have downtime, you have a few days off, yeah, it gets kind of crazy. It gets kind of crazy. Ladies be misbehaving.
What was one of the like best cities that y'all went to like on tour? Like, what's one of those cities that you like? Yeah, when I see that on my tour list, it's gonna be lit there.
Let me think.
I will personally say
North Carolina.
he would say North Carolina. I would say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans was lit. New Orleans.
Why those two places in particular?
This buddy, I say North Carolina because a lot of people thought we were from North Carolina because we met in North Carolina. So they kind of looked at us as a hometown group. So they always came out and supported. And they just showed us. To me, they just showed us the most love out of anywhere. And it's always good coming home. I always love coming back to New York. The only thing with coming back to New York is the guest list issue.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say Louisiana or New Orleans, if anybody been in New Orleans and you've been to the hood of New Orleans, you've been to the hood in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I think our record gravitated the streets so much. When we went to New Orleans, all them street heads, yo, they loved us. And I felt that. I really felt that in New Orleans.
That's dope.
Like everybody else they was loving us too, but New Orleans, they was like raw with it. Like, I was like, yo.
Oh,
this
they
is
had
real.
the energy. They gave you
Yeah,
the energy.
they had a
sure.
totally different type of
Yeah.
energy down there.
Their whole culture is based around bounce culture and
Yeah.
just like, you know, with Cash Money,
Yeah.
No Limit Records, like that. That's a real representation of that city.
But as far as crowd participation in the roaring, it doesn't get any crazier than London, England. That's it right there. That's it. Every time you touch down there,
I think every
you know,
artist says
it's
that.
gonna be crazy.
You're also showing me pictures of your experience out in Russia. How about you let the audience know about that?
Yeah,
It was we did St. Petersburg Square
St. Petersburg, Russia.
in Russia, in St. Petersburg Square. It was their independence at the time when they booked us. We were the only R&B group coming down there.
And what year was this?
95?
95.
95. And we didn't know we were going to be the only R&B group, but when we got there, we were the only R&B group. There was one rap group.
69 Boys, they had a record called Tootsie Roll. And,
Yeah.
there was another guy named Stuntman. He had the song, I like to move it. I like to move it, move it.
And then they had some rock groups and stuff like that. But the biggest shock was the crowd. 350,000 people in St. Petersburg Square. I don't even think Beyonce or Jay-Z had that in one show. Because the football stadiums don't even hold that much.
Yeah, that's like 4 times the
Yeah.
biggest football stadium.
Dude, it's the scariest thing ever. But everybody was out there to have a good time. But the scariest part was when Buddy asked the military guy from Russia, they had the red strap on their hat. Can he try the hat on? He tried the hat on, the whole crowd like, I was like, oh my God, we're going to get killed. KGB's coming after us.
I was actually super
Kremlin.
safe in Russia for a real funny reason. So my government name is Clinton Wike. So when we went into the airport at St. Peter's, Russia, they didn't put the Wike in the Clinton or the Clinton in the Wike. All they saw was Clinton. So we ended up getting like State Department security because President Clinton was the president at the time. So they just knew that it was a Clinton coming into the country. So everywhere we went, even though we was there on an R&B tour, we had like the State Department security. But it was like Russia's level of State Department security with the lights on and driving around the city.
I want to give a shout out to all my beautiful Russian ladies out there. Y'all took care of us.
Rasta
Y'all took care of us. That's a real song. But that's German though.
It's Russian, Jeff.
Oh, I thought it was German.
It's Russian.
Oh, okay. My bad. They all sound the same to me. My bad. But we look forward to coming back to Russia, man.
Now, what was the best experience by creating your first album intro? What was your favorite?
I can tell you my favorite. At that time, we were like living with my parents. Like Kenny and I were living at my parents' house, and Buddy was coming back and forth. But at that time in creating, we all went AWOL and stayed at Eddie F house. And Eddie F had a big ass house, and he had a big ass studio, and you couldn't tell us nothing. We just knew we made it from just being there for how many weeks we stayed there?
We was there for about 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Let us hold his car. We had our own car, but he let us hold his car. And we was just living the life of R&B dudes, even though we didn't have an album out. Like Jody C was living up the road in T-Neck. We would go over their house and shoot basketball with them. And yeah, that was a good time. Like the beginning of making the album was really a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the most memorable time that we could look back at.
That was the time when we was dumb. That's when they got us.
Yep, I think my daughter's getting ready to go to sleep. What's up, Lauren? I know she's up listening to the radio. Hi, Lauren. It's Daddy. She wanted to come to the interview with me.
Oh yeah, she could.
Yeah. You know, I got a son that go here too. I got a son that go to St. John's.
Oh wow.
He's
Jeffrey
a
was telling
sophomore.
me that.
Yeah, he's over in Rome right now. Shout out to Clinton if you're listening. Yeah.
I got a future son and future daughter. One day.
Now, what was your favorite song personally? It doesn't have to be the same song by both of you, of course, but favorite song off the first album personally?
Favorite song is Come Inside.
Come Inside? How about yours?
Don't Leave Me.
Don't Leave Me. Yeah, that's a good
Always
one.
been my favorite.
That's the one before Come Inside.
I believe it. You know the orders, huh?
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. Study.
And then you went on to make New Life.
New Life was a new life. With New Life, right when we started recording the album, the same week we received the budget to go back in the studio and record the second album, Kenny's father passed away. So that put a whole nother spin on the dynamic of recording the second album, because we wasn't in the frame of mind to go in and just do another party album. That's why New Life sounds so much different than album number one. Album number one is more of a party song. New Life is borderline like a gospel song, because there's a lot of emotions going on at the time and stuff like that. And we had to let our brother vent and get a lot of stuff out.
Now, speaking of New Life, I want to throw on Funny How Time Flies.
All right.
There's a huge song off that album. So let's get into it. WSJU Radio, St. John's University, DJ Matt Max on air here with Intro, Jeffrey Sanders, Buddy Wike, Andrew Brown, and Loko Warbucks.
Mo said, yo.
What she said?
Yo, I'm gonna have that up because I gotta go
Oh, you're
finish
heading
up
out, bro?
some homework assignments.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, bro.
But yeah, man.
Detroit in the building.
Detroit, the 313.
What up, Data? CLS.
She said she got
Yeah,
it.
no doubt, bro. No doubt. This shit was fun. I wish I could stay for longer, but you know, I got some
Yo, Jeff, why do you
projects
always
due
talk
tomorrow, so you know, I gotta
behind
go take
Buddy's
care of that.
back? You are full of shit. Whatever that means. Why do I always talk behind Buddy's back? You're full of shit. I don't know.
Really good work, man. Oh yeah, for sure.
I think you full of shit.
Pleasure meeting you.
Bitch ass nigga.
Nah,
What
stop. What's that?
I don't
Maybe
know.
somebody we know.
I'm still a bitch ass nigga for saying that. Thanks, man.
Nice to meet you.
Stop. Be nice, man.
Bitch ass nigga for saying that. If you know me, you know why, man. Come see me, punk.
Stop, man. Stop, man.
I can't stand girls like that. I'm gonna find out who it is. Go see who that is right there, man.
Who is this?
Type it, go in, type it in. I wanna see who that is.
Doesn't sound like I don't know.
Clearly he don't know who I am because he nigga don't want it.
Chill out, man.
No, I need to let some men out. I need to smack a nigga up.
What's the name?
CLS TOO small. Nah, man, he's on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know what you
Everybody, Everybody shit on that nigga CLS too small. Underscore too small. You got haters, some niggas that should be hating just mad for no reason. I must have smashed your girl or your sister.
That's what he said?
I must have. You know, niggas hate me for no reason. My bad, she left you, son.
No results.
You didn't do it right. You probably made a fake page. Go to account. You probably blocked your ass. Oh, I love girl ass niggas. Niggas need to get stomped. We're taking it back to the 90s. Timberlands to the head. Somebody say name speak for itself. CLS is too small. Positivity, Jeff Mo. What the hell, you running for president? Get out of here. If somebody gonna call me out, I'm gonna call him back. Me and Buddy's different. Buddy's political. I'm gonna get the ratchet. No, I'm not.
I'm at my kid's school. I'm about to ask for donations. If you want to donate for scholarship fund, shit is expensive up in this joint. No joke.
I'll be in debt for the next 50 years.
And like I said, somebody.
He play games. He don't want to do the loan. He don't have to do the loan next semester, man. I've been taking out these loans, man.
So he's a communication major? Yeah, this is the communication floor actually, so.
Oh, wow.
With the radio and TV.
Show us picture, you probably know him.
Where's that?
He's gonna show you the picture. So you probably know his son.
I've probably seen him before. If definitely if he's a sophomore.
Pretty boy.
I think I've seen him before.
Huddy 6. Get that paper together yet, man? Huddy, yo.
What's up, buddy? He said May 30th we're not going to do it. We're going to do it a little bit later on.
Yeah, Detroit. You from Detroit. Y'all do Timberlands to the head.
About to come back up?
Yeah.
The phone is ringing?
I was trying to bring C in.
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max back on air here with Intro.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Sanders and Buddy Wike in the building along with Loko Warbucks.
We're here at Queens, New York.
That's
St.
right.
John's University. We're on the campus. We're not like on the phone at home and calling in. We actually up here in the studio. Beautiful, beautiful setup here. You know, it's a real deal studio.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot for you guys to come in here. A lot of people sometimes just call in, come on the phone. It means a lot for you guys to be in the building.
Hey, man, I mean, it's our pleasure, man. We just, just send us a check. It's okay.
The legends are here themselves tonight. So, when did you record Funny How Time Flies? I know it was in 94. I know you released the album in 95.
That was the very first record that we recorded when we went back in. We went over to Dave Hall's. He threw on the loop, started playing some chords behind it, and the record was done that night. Most of the songs that you hear on our album, it was done in like one day. Then we left them with the engineers and producers, and they ended up mixing them up. And then we just kept it moving.
Shout out to Dave Hall, Lavelle Hodge, Kenny Smooth, Corner Gay, Darren Whittington, Spunk Bigger, Eddie F, DJ Eddie F. Got to give a shout out to the producers. A lot of artists fail to do that, so we got to try to remember to give a shout out to the producers that made it happen.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And now, what is your personal favorites off of this album, New Life?
New Life, I like Spending My Life With You. I like the song New Life itself.
So your favorite, bro?
Love Me Better.
Love Me Better?
Mm-hmm. As far as a writer, I personally didn't have as much to do with New Life as the first album. So I became a fan of New Life and the lyrics, and it's just so deep. And I mean, you have to. That's the type of album you have to listen to more than once. It's like a good book. The first time you listen to it, you may not get it. So many metaphors and through those songs and stuff like that. Like I said, it was a lot of emotions going on at the time and stuff.
And I wanted to bring this up too, and I believe it had something to do with the first album. It just popped in my head that one of the chorus of the song, I believe you came up with, it was on the toilet.
Oh, that was Ecstasy of Love.
That's the bonus track.
That's the bonus track. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was taking a crap, number 2. And the melody came in my head.
Ecstasy of crap. The crap felt like ecstasy. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, it was on a Sunday. I remember that day clearly. And what's his name? What's produced at the time?
For Jannard Parker.
Jannard
Get Paid Parker.
Jannard Parker sent me the track.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, at that time, he was having some issues trying to get on the album. He didn't make the album.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, yo, man, I'm going to try to help you out. So I came up with a melody, and then I just drove to his house right after I finished taking a crap. I drove to his house, and I laid the background vocals down, and I called Buddy and Kenny just to show them the idea. And they said, yo, cool, let's do it. And we did it.
And there you have it.
Ecstasy of Love.
Ecstasy of crap.
Now, going back to New Life, what was your favorite experience making New Life?
Like I said, New Life was a really emotional album. You got at this point in time now we had a totally different place than we were when we started recording the first album, where we were living at home. You know, money wasn't really there. Now you're talking about New Life. 2 years after touring, you know, everybody's here,
Money's
here,
up.
different businesses and stuff like that. So with New Life, we weren't in the same place. I felt like we weren't as hungry as we were in the first album. We changed studios. There's a lot of things, a lot of the elements from the first album wasn't existing in the second album.
Producers.
I'm not gonna say I didn't have a good time recording New Life, but it was more work than passion for me personally. So, yeah.
I concur.
What were some funny stories behind this album as well? You have any? Because I know you had the ones with the first album.
Yeah. On the making of it, or just the time of the album?
What I liked about my best time with New Life was recording the first song with Funny How Time Flies. I was excited about being back in the album, being back in the studio, knowing that it was going to be a second album for Intro. Because at that time dealing with the major labels, it was kind of funny. You didn't know, because the first album we were signed to Untouchables. The second album we signed directly to Atlantic Records. So that was the height of that thing. It was more.
We were signed to Untouchables / Atlantic on the first album, because Untouchables was the production company with Eddie F. So we were signed to Eddie F, and Eddie F had to deal with Atlantic. That's how we were merged with Atlantic. On the second album, we got out of the production deal and went directly to Atlantic Records. So translated.
Now, this album, to me, you're right, it has a different sound to it, but I like this better. It's kind of more of like a chill vibe, whereas like the first album was like a party, New Jack Swing type of vibe. And I'd like to throw on another track from this. Feels Like the First Time.
Okay.
I want the audience to hear that as well. So let's throw that on. WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York. The legends themselves, Jeffrey Sanders and Buddy Wike of Intro, are in the building.
That second album, when the budgets start coming into play, everybody got money,
I just want to know.
Rodney Jerkins did Strong Out on this album.
Oh, Showing On Your Love?
That's Rodney Jerkins. That's before he blew up.
That's the first song on the album.
One of my favorites. Should have been a single. I believe it should have.
Because I want to get into it on air too, because like back in the day, like there were so many, like everyone would remix a lot of their songs. You don't see that anymore, like the R&B. Everyone always had a remix that's not out. Like Jodeci had their own remix.
Yeah, you don't see that today.
No, you don't. Like all the greats did it.
There's still some good singers out there. Young and
Yeah, we'll get into that too. We'll get into that too.
I think my favorite song right now is, what's his name? What's his name? The guy with the Khalid.
Oh, Khalid, yeah. Location.
Huh?
I think it's what's that song? Location.
His latest song?
Yeah, his new song.
Oh, Talk.
Huh?
Talk? Can we just talk?
Yes, yeah. That's banging. You ever heard that loud?
Nah.
Dude, banging. Love that song.
I gotta check it out. I'm not in like.
He's
It's not
dope,
a knock
he's
to
dope.
him. Like I'm not into like the.
He does have a mumbling style of singing as well. Like he doesn't pronounce his words openly.
Yeah.
But he's dope.
You can ask Loko. I'm like a pure '90s.
Yeah, he's pure. He's like, once 99, there's no 2000 for this guy.
Hey, man, if that's you, man. That's you. Stay that way.
Nah, but he has a great taste in music, you know, real good guy right here.
You recording as well?
Yeah, I record as well.
Okay.
I just dropped my debut album last month.
Get out of here.
Last month.
Hey, I gotta hear your stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
It sounds like some Queens.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I
absolutely.
think-
You know, I got a versatile style, so I sound like, you know, because I'm African. So you got that, you got like
Africans blew up.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Production-wise, a lot of dope producers like the African.
Yeah.
A lot of dope rappers but the Afro beats.
Yeah, the Afrobeat is
They
blowing
just
up.
slowly put. I think they should play more. They only play like 2.
Yeah, 2-3 songs.
Yeah.
They play, it's like when you go to parties and stuff, they're doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But they got a lot of
And the crazy thing about it is the song they're playing now that came out 2 years ago.
Exactly, like 2016, 17, something like that.
But I'm glad that it's opening up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cause that music makes you dance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes you move.
Push you in a different
I
kind of
want him to
mood.
release a
Yeah.
full boom bap album.
Yeah, he wants a full boom bap album out of me.
Boom bap album?
Yeah, that's what he wants. Yeah.
You spit like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does. And like, I love like his music's great, but I feel like if you just did straight boom bap, like you cause some havoc out there.
Can I give you some tracks?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I wanted to bring him. He's a fan. So he wants to work with you.
Yeah. 'Cause I was actually gonna ask if y'all are still like making music, you know, full time. Yeah, for sure. I would love to get up with y'all, you know, if ever possible. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be talking good and you ain't good.
Come on now. I'm from Queens, you know what I mean? You know, we
Now Queens got a different thing going on.
Yeah.
As long as that water don't dry. So Queens been putting out a lot of hits forever. But now, you know, the South just took over that whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean that
So
New York
many
should
of them.
change.
Yeah.
New York should never change its style. It's always stay New York.
Who do you think's the best rapper out here in New York right now?
In New York, the best rapper or who makes the biggest noise right now?
The best rapper.
Both, actually, both.
Yeah, we can hear both.
You talking about mainstream or underground? Cause
Okay, I'll give you who mine is. Dave East. I think Dave East is.
I think Dave East.
Lyrically,
I think Dave East is dope, but everybody don't get him. He didn't make it to that. It's like he got here, but he can't go there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but Dave is dope.
Yeah.
Man, what's dude name the one that gave what's the homeboy from Canada? Gave him an ass whooping.
Tory?
Who?
No, you said from Canada.
The rapper singer nigga from Canada.
Tory
Lane. What's
Yeah.
the dude from the Bronx that gave him an ass whooping?
Oh, Don Q.
Don Q was beast.
You think so though? I think Tory killed him.
Nah, not on that. Nah.
The first record Don killed him, yeah, but the second one Tory, you know what I mean?
You think Tory's a better spitter than him? I don't know.
I don't think so, but he just showed
Don
better.
Q's remind me of homeboy from the Locks too a little.
Who she?
Not she,
Styles.
Styles.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he's better than Styles though. I think he's better.
I think he can get there. He can get there, but y'all think he's there right now.
Who do you take, Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas. Top my left.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a
Nah.
Jay-Z guy. Jay-Z's good. I'm just saying.
Jay
like,
cool, but Nas.
Nas has something.
If you look at the body of work,
Mhm.
Jay, I think Nas got records that will last forever. Versus Jay stuff, you won't even hear. You don't even hardly hear Jay stuff like that no more. If you turn on Jay stuff now versus the Nas in your car now, Nas will pop better.
We'll talk about it after.
Nas pop better.
Oh man, WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max back on the air here with the legends himself. Intro, Jeffrey Sanders and Buddy Wike in the building, along with Left Rack City Queen's own Loko Warbucks.
Yeah.
So we just played "Feels Like the First Time" for you, and that was low-key hit. I think if you analyze the whole discography of your guys' albums, as well as like many albums, you'll find, in my opinion, better songs that are better than the hits that are on the radio, in my opinion.
Today?
Well, back then as well. Like, I don't know, I like feels like the first time a lot better than some of the hit songs. Like but your hit songs were just like out of the roof, like out of the park. But like feels like the first time was like a favorite of mine. And
that's dope. I was shocked to hear that, and I'm saying this humbly, that a lot of artists walk with the intro album. Like, a lot of artists came to us and said, yo, we walk with that first album. So I was shocked to hear that part. But I also hear all the time, and I can listen to that album from the beginning to end. You know, I hear that a lot as well. But, you know.
Cover to cover.
Yeah, you think so?
That's the saying, yeah. The first two albums, in my opinion, cover to cover.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks.
Now, after 1995, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys continued to make music. What happened in between the time after 1995 in which you guys with Kenny didn't make another album? I would have loved to have seen another or heard another album.
There was we had to take a break. We was making a transition out of Atlantic Records at the time, and we were just trying to figure it out. And we took a break. We took a long break, but we were still touring.
Yeah,
and then we took a break from recording, and then Kenny and Buddy and I came back into the studio in 2001.
I was way before 2001. Kenny passed away in 2001.
So it's 99.
Like 1999.
99.
Back in the, with that Fubu deal. Fubu was doing a compilation album. We did a couple of songs for them. And then we started recording. We did about, probably between 99 and 2000, we probably recorded like another 20 songs. Yeah, but we never released them. Yeah, still wasn't released.
Now, will we ever see that release, you think?
We had this guy, he was texting me today, somebody's asking you for the records, they want to swap this and swap that. It has to be the right time, it has to be the right vehicle. You know, now's a good time with the streaming and stuff like that, but we just don't want that to get lost. You know, we don't feel like it's really going to be up to us. There's rumors that Eddie F is going through a 30th Untouchables anniversary album, so we would like to keep those in the basket and let him, out of respect, pick, you know, which songs he want from that first, and then, you know, whatever we have over time, you know, we want to make sure that the situation is right. We got to have Kenny's family taken care of, make sure that his publishing is in place and everything, you know. God bless him. We're going to make sure that he's always compensated for all the work that he did. And there's a lot of his work that's on those songs. So, you know, eventually. Yeah.
Now, I want to get to you guys dropping an EP as well. Years later. I want to get into one of your songs off the EP, and that is Love Is Here.
Love Is Here. But that was a long time ago. That was prior.
That was prior?
That was prior.
iTunes has it down. I forget what the date was.
That's because the guy, Ed Goldsman, once we started getting traction with Intro, he went back and had songs sitting around his house. Those were songs that we pretty much went over to a guy's house and was recording, and he decided to put them out on his own label later on, you know, really without our permission, but, you know, we didn't fight him.
Yeah, we could have sued him if we wanted to, but...
Yeah, but it's all good. I actually like this song. It's the only song that... It's the only intro record that I've ever produced.
Yeah. Really? So let's throw it on here.
That was actually the first song that Casey and JoJo heard. Remember we was outside the Red Zone back then? And we was playing in the car, and JoJo was like, "Love is here." He was singing it. He heard it already before we let him hear it.
Wow.
Because it was at another producer's house that had a copy. And he heard it, and I was like, wow. He said, yo, this song is so hot. we didn't have a deal or anything yet. So, but yeah, let's go.
Let's throw it on. Love Is Here. WSJU Radio, St. John's University. You are now tuned in to DJ Mad Max with the legendary R&B group Intro. Jeffrey Sanders, Buddy Wike, Loko Warbucks is in the building. Let's get to it.
Hey, family.
You know, all of my life I've been looking for.
And I was just saying, hey, family.
That special lady. Someone to make me feel good inside.
Yeah, so when we get back on air here,
I don't have to look anymore.
wrap up with them with the R&B. Then we're gonna get into today's R&B what you think about that, and it's even hip hop because you were discussing the whole Jay-Z Nas thing, so I want to get into that as well.
I'm not a pro with that. I ain't hear this in a minute.
What up, Barry? What's up, Natalia?
I like this one.
This is way before it came out with the album.
What year was this?
91?
1991.
How's your son like being abroad?
How was it?
How's your son like?
Oh yeah, he
being
likes
abroad?
it.
He likes it.
a lot. He got 3 weeks left. From there, he's gonna go to Barcelona for another 2 weeks. Then he'll be back for next semester. Yeah. Baseball fans?
I'm a Mets fan.
Mets fan?
Not really. I'm a Yankee guy though.
You can leave now.
So I
You like the Blue Jays?
always ask that question. Nah, I forgot because just
Yeah, just matches.
just matches.
Who do you like?
I'm a New York fan of like the Mets and the Yankees, but
Okay.
obviously I'm more of a
What up,
Yankee
Gabby?
fan
What's
because
good?
of the history of
No,
the
but you
more
can't
in the
leave
house.
though.
because of the history. Nah, just because of the history, you know. And I know this young kid who just got traded to the Yankees in the Sonny Gray trade. His name is Josh Stowers. I thought he was gonna play for Trenton, but they sent him south for the A team. But they expected him to be on the big team in 2021. His name is Josh Stowers. He's a center fielder. Baseball is my favorite sport. I love baseball. Don't get me on the basketball court. If you get me on the basketball court, you look at me totally different. I've lost friends. Yeah.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
Tell them to play one of a kind love. My favorite basketball team, even though I'm not excited about them winning right now, it was Houston. But now they're playing Golden State. And I don't like how the whole foul game is going on. Like, it's
Crazy.
But when KD and they come to New York.
What up, cuz?
Are you a Knicks fan? I'm a Knicks fan.
You gotta stick to the
That's
blood,
right.
sweat, and tears.
Yo, who's coming to the Knicks? You said KD.
KD coming in, I think Irving.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving.
Never means to be.
It's Zion.
They both coming, trust me.
No, he's a Washington Wizards fan.
What?
He's from Queens. How are you watching him?
Yeah, that's not what happened. It was a disconnect.
Nah,
Something happened.
John Wall is my guy. You gotta go with the team, man.
New York gonna have a beast team next year.
Hopefully, but I don't see it happening. I don't see KD or Kyrie come. I think we're just gonna be stuck with Zion and that's it.
KD coming. He always wanted to play for New York.
I know we just sold his crib out that way, so I mean, he's definitely gonna be on the move.
He's not staying with Golden State. He made his. He don't wanna. He made his home there, and
You
he's
got a
done.
request for One of a Kind Love, right?
One of a kind love.
Yeah,
somebody asked
I'm
for
gonna throw
one of a
that on
kind
now
love.
as well.
Okay. Rotate your phone.
Michael Williams, what's up? Can I get my
I'm
finish?
trying to announce it on air. You
Barry,
guys don't
what's
gotta
up,
go on.
Barry?
Huh? You going on?
No, you guys don't need to go on. I'm just gonna announce I'm playing
Okay,
One of a Kind Love because of the request. We got intros, One of a Kind Love coming on now. Stay tuned. We will be back on in a few after One of a Kind Love. Stay tuned, please.
I thought we played this.
We played it like in the beginning
Yeah, in the
before we
beginning.
even record.
Oh, before it goes on the air.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I know there was a request, so I wanted to get that down pat for the person
To
who
you.
requested it. Are you going to the bathroom? Yeah, that's fine. You know where it is, right? All right.
Okay. Yo, Mike, working on what? What's you working on? You in the studio tonight? Working on what? Gab, you still play our music at work? That's what's up. Tell Detroit promoters to holler. It's Sheena Nicole. What's up, Sheena?
He posted that. Look.
Miss Nikki. Miss
That's
Nikki
savage.
Nick.
That's crazy.
Miss Shy Smile.
He posted this too.
That's crazy.
I like his opinion on it though.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like I'm the only one out here that has that opinion.
One of the very, very select few.
Yeah, I'm in a box with you, Jeffrey, I think.
Huh?
With that opinion about
Your boy, yeah.
Kels.
Kelly? Yeah. R. Kelly is not going to jail. Even the courts call it a freaking circus. Listen, man, y'all don't get this shit out my court. He's not going to jail. It's just going to die out.
I don't know, like,
The parents need to go to jail.
yeah,
It's clearly motive for money.
it is.
Yeah, man. It's a shame. And those girls was having sex before they met him. Stop lying.
Yeah. Have you met him before? How's he?
Cool.
He's cool, dude.
R. Kelly's cool. Yeah. I'm not doubting
Yeah,
that he
see?
did that.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting that. But at the end of the day, he ain't going to
They
jail.
painted him out to be like a demon in the documentary, like a devil or something.
Nigga, that's production though. That's
Yeah.
what that is supposed to look that way to get
Get
the
views.
ratings.
Yeah.
You get the ratings. So it's easy to even on social media you can make somebody out of a monster. All you gotta do is create a rumor. But the best thing to do is somebody create a rumor on you, don't respond to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause when you respond to it, now you look like you're guilty because now you're trying to,
Yeah.
don't respond to it. There's a lot of crazy folks out there, man.
Yeah, I'm in a box. I can't say anything out here anymore.
Oh.
I feel like because like people just have that opinion. Like I feel like our
Everything is racist now, bro. Like if you say something, they'll be like, the fuck, you ain't got no right to say that shit.
Yeah.
Our own people are hypocrites at times. I said it. Somebody got to say it. Miss Beauty Booty and brains, that is. What up, girl?
You just gotta speak your mind sometimes when you believe it.
Sometimes,
don't you?
yeah.
See?
I think I want to start a podcast. I want to do something called Tell It Like It Is.
You know what's crazy? This is the time to do it because the podcast game is crazy.
I'm thinking about
It is.
either a YouTube channel or an actual podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm very opinionated. I don't care.
Same with me. Like
Yeah.
I like saying it, but some people get like offended. Like
Yeah.
you
But
can
you know what,
offend
though?
anyone.
The world has become so sensitive
It
and
is.
so
It just-
emotional. Everybody's so damn emotional, man. Stop it.
That's right.
Everybody. Like you can't have them shows that you would have behind closed doors no more just because of it.
Man, listen, I tell them get over it, bro. I'd rather hear the truth any day. Even if it hurt me, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather the truth. You know, all this time I thought that door was open. It's a glass door.
It's a glass door. Yeah, we'll just cut right into it. You guys ready?
Okay, yeah, we ready.
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max back on air here with the legends themselves. Intro, Jeffrey Sanders, Buddy Wike, and Left Rack City Queen's own Loko Warbucks.
Yeah.
Loko Warbucks.
You feel me?
That's right. Now, One of a Kind Love, we just threw on for you as well. Now, after 1995, you guys were still recording, like we said before. Rest in peace to Kenny Greene.
Rest in peace.
One of the greatest of all time to ever do it. And he will forever be remembered. And definitely made a footprint in music history along with you guys as well. You'll always be remembered. And what everyone wants to know is, Intro going to drop something soon. Will there be more coming?
Will there be more coming? I don't know about soon, but we definitely will release new music. My whole thing is, this is Buddy speaking, I just really want to go off the legacy of the songs. Like when we perform now, people really just want to hear the love thing. Let me be the one. Come inside feels like the first time. But my whole thing is I don't want, as far as the recording part of intro, I don't want the story to end at, well, intro stopped recording because Kenny passed away. You know, I don't want that to be the end of the story. I want them to say, well, you know, the guys did put out some new music, whether they love it or hate it. You know, I kind of want our legacy not to end because the recording legacy part not to end because of the passing of our brother.
Yeah.
I have to say this. I think that it's a big challenge putting out new music today from our era.
It is.
Only because I think our core fan base they don't stream like they should.
No.
Or we would think. They don't buy records like they used to. So the resources that we have to put in to make a new record, you know, we still have to get a return on our dollars. So does it make sense to, you know, put out stuff like that and try to get a return when you most likely won't? You know, streaming, you know, most people that streaming are young cats, you know, 16, 14 to 24, 25. But I don't know. I mean, I know we will put out something, but
great.
It just got to be the right timing and the right situation.
In the right vehicle.
In the right vehicle, because, you know, we got bills too, bro.
At the end of the day, no one has ever paid for a song. No one from beginning to end has ever paid for a song. They've always paid for 8-track, they paid for the cassette, they paid for the LP, they paid for the CD. And those were the vehicles that took the songs. So I'm kind of hoping that another vehicle will come along, whether it goes back to vinyl or it may be just thumb drives on the album where it includes all your songs and all of your videos. And, you know, you can just pick it up at Walmart or Target or wherever. And everything's possible because, you know, this business it's always changing. Every day is something new. So you know, I'm open.
Just to let you guys know that when you do drop something new, I will be downloading it, or even if you release it on CD, I'm still a CD guy. So I still go out to the record stores, whether it be just a record store back home in Connecticut or Walmart, Best Buy, and I still get the CDs.
We just need 1 million more of you.
I'm an old school guy, so I stay true to what it was. Like, if vinyls can come back and start being the wave again, I'm for it. I collect vinyls too, so.
That's what's up.
I need intro on vinyl. I need you guys on vinyl.
We got like 2 copies. We might have the only 2 copies because they did put them on vinyl in England. So yeah, you have to, you know, do the Amazon or the eBay because they didn't release them on the actual album on vinyl in the United States.
Only for the DJs. That's it. And they had the white labels. But Europe had actual physical vinyls.
Oh, with the cover and everything.
Yep.
That's what I want.
We have our copies.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go searching on eBay for one of them. Definitely. Now, I want to get into today's R&B scene. Who are some of the R&B singers that impress you today?
I like her.
Her is a big one out here. She performed at St. John's last year as well.
Spring Fest last year.
Yeah, I like her. I like Bryson Tiller. I like Chris Brown. Usher Raymond, even though he's from our era, he's still keeping it going.
He started out when,
like around
94? Yeah, with his first self-titled album, Usher. That's right.
I like all of those Buddy mentioned, but y'all gotta check out Kevin Ross.
Kevin Ross
is good.
Kevin Ross is so dope. He's famous for his acapella tricks he does on YouTube, vocally. Oh man! But he has an EP out called Ride. Dope. I listen to Kevin Ross every day. Young dude, dope.
I've heard of him before.
Yeah, because I originally knew Kevin Ross from the Glad commercials.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I got in touch with his music. He's a super dope kid.
Yeah.
Well, man, yeah, I guess.
The person that I listen to the most though is not really an R&B artist. He's a jazz vocalist. His name is Gregory Porter. I listen to Greg like religiously.
Okay.
Every day. Yeah.
Now, we also want to get into this as well, as we were having discussions earlier, because we all know that what made Intro unique was that you sung over hip-hop loops. Now, who are some of your favorite hip-hop artists from back then and back right now, actually?
Brand Nubian,
Mm.
Lost Boys.
That's right. Shout out to Mr. Cheeks as well.
Boogie Down Productions.
Oh, KRS-One. Rest in peace to Scott LaRock.
That was a big one right there.
Run DFC, Beastie Boys.
R.I.P. and Rakim.
R.I.P. and Rakim.
Yeah. LL was dope too, though.
Yeah. Queens.
My favorite track from LL was Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
How about today? Because you have this whole mainstream and people call it mumble rap. I call it whack hop, but that's fine.
I like Gunna. I'm trying to pick out somebody that don't sound the same.
They have this new girl that's about to drop from Harlem. Her name is Melly.
Melly's nice.
Melly Phases.
Oh, I saw her at the Pretty Loose concert when I went.
Oh, you was there? Buddy was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I was there.
Raekwon and
Urban
Ghostface.
Plaza.
Yeah, Ghostface and Raekwon were the best performance in my opinion.
All right.
They actually got a concert coming up, right? At Radio City?
I
Wu-Tang.
believe so. Yeah, that's right. They do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a good concert. Were you in the VIP?
My cousin says Robin Glasper is dope. I was upstairs. Yeah,
You
I was
upstairs?
on the second floor.
Yeah, just to let you know that me and my co-host actually in the back of the interview, we snuck up there.
Yeah, the security guards up there were ridiculous.
Yeah,
though.
no,
It was so
because
tight,
you're supposed to
man.
have the bands.
Yeah, little orange
but
band.
me and Marco, we went through the authorized personnel door. I didn't even know you were even there. I
Yeah,
hadn't
I
even
was
thought
doing
about.
cheeks. I had the orange band on and they were still ridiculous. It was just so many. Everybody was just all artists there. This guy, what's his name, Casanova. Still from Brooklyn. I never knew who he was until that night. He was in the dressing room. He's like, oh, I know they got the detectives in here. And I was like, I wonder what he's talking about because I didn't know who he was. Then I saw him when he came on stage and.
Yeah, we had Pretty Lou up here a few weeks ago. We gave the tickets away out on air and we're like all hyped for the concert. And that was a dope concert. I wasn't expecting Mr. Cheeks to come out.
Yeah,
and
he came
perform
out
as well.
with Freaky Ty's son, Freaky
That's
Ty.
right.
So they have this new song.
Lil C's was out there too.
Lil C's.
And funny, when we were getting upstairs, when I was going up the stairway, Mr. Cheeks, Lil C's, and Jadakiss were coming down the stairs too. So it was a big experience for hip-hop. It was for me especially because I like that era, the '90s hip-hop and R&B. Wish there was a little bit more R&B there, but it was.
They didn't have no R&B.
Yeah, except for Suzanne Christine, who was the opening. We had her here as well.
Really?
She's great, and Fat Joe's new artist.
Fat Joe came. Oh yeah, Fat Joe's artist was dope too. The female.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he says he was saying there's going to be some good surprises with her as well.
I think so as well. Now, getting back, we were debating off air here. I know Jeffrey and Loko were going at it. So I side with Jeffrey here
Of course.
a little bit. It's the debate of Nas or Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Now, state your points and we'll conclude from there. We'll go on from there.
I mean, of course, as y'all know, Jay and Nas are two hip-hop heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Both got classic albums.
But does Jay-Z have Illmatic, though? No. Okay.
Bro,
Give your point.
let me explain something to you. Those of y'all that's listening right now, Jay, you can't take nothing away from Jay.
No, not at all.
Jay he pushed out a roadmap that no artist has reached yet as a rapper. That's cool. But when we're talking about hits, classics, there's songs and then there's classics. That because your body of work is more than the next person doesn't mean that you got a bunch of classics though. Nas got a bunch of classics, bro.
And you think he has more than Hov?
I think so. I think Hov. I think Hov got a lot of records, but I don't. There's a lot of records that Hov did that you won't even hear today.
But there's still a lot that are, and I think that's what makes Hov such a timeless act to me. Yeah.
But my argument's the same thing with Nas.
Okay.
That's why Hov see that. That's why Hov bring Nas in that light with him now.
Yeah.
Nas is like, if you listen to a Nas record, you automatically know that's a Queen's record.
Of course.
It just brings you back. When you listen to Nas record, it automatically takes your body back into that time.
Okay.
It's just something about it. When I listen to Jay record, don't take me back to 95.
Yeah, no.
But I think with Jay,
And I wasn't even alive
because
when
even
Jay
with that,
back
because
then.
Jay could put you anywhere in this earth, you know what I'm saying, at any point in time. Whether he's talking about his 92 bricks, whether
What do
he's
you
changing
think?
it up to like his flow and sound today, or in the early 2000s. And of course, Nas is the same thing without a doubt with ease. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just think Jay does a little bit better than Nas.
What Nas more prolific. With, you know, he's a better writer to me.
Okay.
Jay's a better freestyler, yes.
Of course,
Nas
yeah.
is a better writer. Nas, his body of work. To me, I look at it as it's something that
I'm
you
just gonna set
can't
this over
really.
here.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
It's something that you
We
can't
want to get
really.
your opinion on this too, buddy. We want to
But
hear.
I just want to say one thing though.
But I'm gonna be. My,
Wait,
my
wait, wait,
opinion's gonna be
wait,
biased, because
but-
I grew up with Jay-Z.
Let me say something.
Wait.
But Nas, if you listen to vocal wise, so rappers also tone counts too.
Very much so. Yeah.
Nas has a tone that nobody has.
I do what both of them do. I said.
Nah.
I say both of them do.
Jay-
Even with Webster Hall this weekend, when you listen to Jay over at Webster Hall, that's a sound that nobody can even match. If you ask me,
Yeah.
there's very, very few people, and of course, Nas is in that group right there.
I just think Nas has a more presence wise, Jay has more of demand, presence wise. Because when you got more money, you just become more powerful at the end of the day. But to me, Nas just has that, you can never take that away from him.
Of course, yeah.
Regardless who comes against him, you can never discount Nas. Never. So to me, he's my favorite rapper.
Jeff is gonna win the conversation. He's not gonna stop talking.
No, I'm done.
until you
No,
agree.
no.
Oh no, only because
He's not gonna stop
time
talking.
restraints. That's why
Yeah, he's
I'm
not gonna
trying
stop
to be
talking
cool.
until
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
give
going
up.
all night. I could already
he's
tell.
not
Yeah.
gonna give up.
I like that though. You got to keep that energy. You got to keep that going.
But yeah, my like I said, my opinion is going to be biased because I grew up with Jay-Z. My grandmother lived in the same building with him in Marcy Projects, and we used to play basketball on the 6th floor.
How was the basketball? How
It
was
was
it?
like, well, we used to play with a little Spalding basketball.
Oh.
But the radiators used to run all the way up to the 6th floor, and then it would loop around and go back down. So that would be the basketball court. And
Oh, okay.
at the time, if you wanted to be a bad boy, you would go up on the roof. My grandmother lived on the top floor, so Jazz lived on the first floor. That was Sean's homeboy, and he actually opened up for us. Him when he first came out with the Foxy Brown record, they opened up for us, and first show we had was for the Ralph McDaniels birthday party, and from there he just took off. I knew he was gonna take off. He just had that energy, that street swag, and shout out to Nas, but Jay-Z's would win the trophy. Yeah.
Now I want to get into
Stop,
sports.
man. He's like, okay.
I want to get a little bit into sports as well. You guys are huge sports guys. How about football? You guys football fans?
Giants.
Giants, okay.
Buffalo Bills.
Really?
Buffalo Bills.
I'm a Jets fan. I don't like that. I don't like the Bills.
Doo-doo.
No, he's a Dolphin fan. So.
Oh, man. Get him out of the room,
I'm
yo.
a Giants guy. I just rock the Dolphins jacket.
I'm Buffalo Bills because my daughter's cousin is on the practice team, and I think he'll make the team
Oh,
this year
okay.
as a wide receiver. His name is Cam Phillips. He came out of Virginia Tech. He broke the all-time wide receiving record there. But,
Wow.
Yeah. So he went last year to the Buffalo Bills on undrafted free agent.
So you're not
He's
really
on
a
the
football
practice team.
fan. You're just a fan of Cam.
Right. I'm a Cam Phillips fan who happens to play for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Right.
So how do you feel about the draft pick? Did you see the draft pick? The quarterback,
I
Daniel
didn't
Jones?
get a chance to see the draft pick.
Yeah, people weren't too hot on that pick.
Oh,
so.
yeah, for the Giants? The worst, I heard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
people weren't hot on that.
It happens,
How about basketball? I know you are a Knicks fan.
All day.
Like, I was a Houston
You were a
Rockets
Houston
fan
fan.
until they started playing the Golden State Warriors, and I'm Golden State Warriors fan all day.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm Golden State when it comes to playing in Houston because I just don't like Houston's style of play. The soft bounce, the flagging, and
Oh, yeah.
The theatrics.
I like to see basketball.
Man, we all here know Loko's a Wizards fan. I don't know where that
Oh,
comes
get him
up.
out of here.
After Wall comes back next season, it's gonna be a different conversation.
Yeah, not when he's going up against the Knicks. End of story.
So, and we did make a big prediction for the Knicks next year. So, we're predicting that KD is coming to
KD?
the Knicks, and we're also predicting who?
Kyrie Irving,
Coming to the Knicks.
Zion Williamson out of Duke too.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
one draft pick. Knicks are gonna be on top again.
The Knicks is going to have a good team regardless next year, but KD wants to be in New York. I know.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
We gonna see. I don't think it's such an easy KD's going to New York. I don't think we gonna. But we'll see. Honestly,
I know. We
aside
heard
from
LeBron
Luka-
was coming in when we thought he was coming.
Yeah, and he never did.
At that time, because I was young, I don't remember how old I was. But if you thought LeBron was coming to New York, you was just out your mind.
New York thought he was coming.
That's why we was damn right out of our mind. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
How about baseball? I know you said that you're a New York
I'm
guy.
baseball all day. Yeah, New York Yankees. I'm a New York City fan, so I like the Mets and the Yankees. But I'm more of a Yankee fan because of the history
Mm.
and the amount of championships that they have.
Untouchable. How about you, Jeffrey?
I don't watch baseball, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch
You
baseball.
don't watch it?
Nope.
And I'm
Not
a
my
beast
sport.
on the show. 2019, Brooklyn Buddy. If you playing the show, 2019, I'm ranked. I think I'm like 2,300 right now.
Okay.
Out of like a lot of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, on MLB the show, Brooklyn Buddy. Anybody want to send me a friend request?
Okay.
I'll be on there tomorrow morning. I play it like golf. I gotta play at least one game.
He's
a
so
day.
addicted to that game, yo.
Golf?
No, baseball.
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 Buddy used to play baseball.
The 19.
Tell him about how you hit the home run over at the fence in your school. When you,
That wasn't at school. Well, somebody else was telling you about me hitting home runs at school.
Yeah.
My most favorite home run was at Doubleday Field in Cooperstown. I hit a home run out of left field on Father's Day one year, and that was like the most memorable baseball.
he was actually a
moment.
good ball player. He just didn't take it serious.
Okay.
Maybe he's a Yankee fan, so I'm outnumbered here tonight. But how about hockey? You follow hockey at all? Or?
Yeah, you do.
I do. Los Angeles Kings.
Okay, well, they beat my Rangers a few years ago, so that ends that. How about you, Jeffrey?
I don't follow, but I actually want to actually go to my first game eventually because I heard it's pretty exciting.
Los Angeles Kings and Chicago Blackhawks. I have two NHL teams.
I just think it's ironic.
I
think
like
it's
the Blackhawks uniforms as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird to see grown ass men just using skates like they're walking. Like, who the hell skates like that?
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
I remember when I first went on the ice rink, I fell, but I was like 7, but like never wanted to do it again.
Oh, my
It's crazy
God.
because they be moving like that on ice, right?
And they fight on it.
Yo, I play field hockey, so we just on a basketball court, and I'm barely able to keep my coordination because it's like, oh, what's going on? So imagine on ice.
Speaking of hockey, a couple of days ago, this guy told me he's a hockey fan. He said, I didn't know that before you fight, there has to be a mutual understanding that you're both going to have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go hit somebody.
Yeah.
It both have to, like,
Like,
you know,
yeah, we
we're
about to
gonna
go at it.
fight. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Yeah, if you, like, swing
but
on
if you
it or something.
start swinging, like that's automatic for the
Yeah.
person.
But it's only like a 5-10 minute penalty, though.
Yeah.
It's not like a get out of the game type
You
thing.
just jump right back over the thing.
Yeah.
I want to go to a hockey game. I might become a fan, to be honest, from stuff I heard.
Mhm.
So we should go check it out, buddy.
Definitely. Now, I want to get on
Whatever.
into the fashion of today as well, because like you have the whole.
Tight jeans.
That's what I was gonna bring up, the tight jeans culture. Like, what's going on here? Like, the era of everything has just changed. Like, what's your opinion on the whole fashion? We went from starter jackets to now skinny jeans and like, I don't even know what you want to call it now.
It all came from Europe. You know, the Europeans had that style for forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Americans started tapping into the fashion market over there. And they thought that, you know, the T-shirts and the skinny jeans was the cool thing. Then the black guys started getting on that, and the rappers started getting on it. And now it's just a phenomenon. Everybody dressed like that. But from far as I remember, the white boys always dressed like that. You know, they had their Vans, their skinny jeans, and their T-shirts. And now you got all your favorite rappers dressing like that now.
Yeah.
So you can't be out of shape and dress like that.
I wear intro all day.
I like that hoodie. Let's get
all day. I tell you, I'm gonna get you one of these.
Let's get a close up of that.
Intro
And,
City.
You know, I wanted to get a custom intro hoodie, but I was like, you know, if I wash this a few times, like the custom sort of the mold, it's gonna wash and like shrink and fade out. I want something authentic, and I was wondering where I could get something authentic.
We got you.
Now I can represent intro to the fullest. Now
We got you.
that's a fact.
Give it to
Now,
you tomorrow. Extra large? I think I got an extra large.
yeah, extra large or even double XL. I like everything big and baggy.
Yeah.
Are you not with the tight clothes culture?
No.
Man.
I like everything big and baggy. That's just my style. And even like sneakers, like have changed in my opinion. Because I still like the Air Forces and the Ewings. Those are my favorite sneakers.
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
I don't know what to say about that. I'm not a fashion guru like that, so I don't know. I just think I'm kind of glad that everybody's dressing different now. Nobody's like actually dressing the same.
Yeah.
Like there was an era where everybody copied off of everybody.
Yeah, everyone was wearing starters
Just
that era.
starter jackets, Levi's,
Yeah.
and fucking Pumas or Adidas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
or
the
Tim's.
barbers feeding their family these days. I'm looking at the haircuts these days. I'm thinking back to when we used to try to get some waves. I have a Caesar. Now the haircut's just off the hooks. It's like,
No comb here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Everything changes and Change is good.
Change is absolutely is great.
That's right. We're talking about how everything's changing. Where do you see R&B in a few years?
Continue.
Now?
R&B is never going to fade. That's never going to go away.
The sound wise, do you think it'll ever go back to like the complete soul? Because there's so much like with auto tune now.
Well, it's slowly coming back to soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's
With
slowly
her.
Yeah, not just with her. It's just, Anthony Hamilton's keeping the stuff
That's
going.
right. Mm-hmm.
But soul is never going to go away. Soul is something that's within. And if you're going through something, regardless how much you try to cross over, you're going to sound soulful at the end of the day. But that's where it comes from. It comes from struggle. So we're going back because everybody's starting to struggle. So it's a good time to write about stuff like that. So hell yeah. Now, again, music is music, regardless if it's soulful, if it's watered down. If it sounds good, bro, it sounds good. It worked for them. It worked for them. I am not here. I used to judge the artists, but now I've learned to appreciate that. You know what? It's their time right now, and as long as we stay in our lane and do what we do, everybody can.
Who were some of the artists that you judged?
I'm not gonna say that.
I want to hear because I used to throw it out right on air. I throw it out on air. Like I don't like 6ix9ine. I admit that. I don't like Lil Yachty. I don't like Lil Xan. I go on. I just admit it. I do. I'll be here a long time. Post Malone. You want to keep going?
I'm just going to be political and say that everybody's doing what works for them.
Okay.
And if they're making, and these artists, rappers today, they're making millions.
Yeah.
This is unheard of. So congratulations to hip-hop. So we're going to give it up to hip-hop for one thing because it was a time when rappers was never seeing this kind of money. These guys are feeding crews of people.
Yeah.
Back in the days, rappers was feeding just the manager and maybe the road manager. Now they're feeding 20, 30 people now.
Everybody.
Buying big-ass homes. Who the hell had a mansion back in the 90s? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing time. Although it's not from our time. We fell in love with a moment. But this is their moment. Yeah. So we're going to hold on to the moment that we love, but we also got to appreciate. We got to appreciate it, man. It's just different, that's all.
Now, I meant to ask you this earlier, and I should have asked you in the beginning. What made you choose your name, Buddy?
Buddy? Well, my family chose that name.
Okay.
I had an uncle, his name was Boss Buddy, and my family used to send me down to North Carolina during the summertime. And I had other cousins that were there, and it was Boss Buddy, and we were little buddies. Get over here, little buddy, get over here. They just,
Yeah.
We were the young kids, and he was Buddy again, so it just stuck, and nobody calls me Clinton. Maybe a few people call me Clinton. Yeah. But yeah, it's always been Buddy. So I just kept it.
My answer for you, Buddy, would have been a different answer.
What would have been the answer?
It would have came from that record, My Buddy, from De La Soul.
Okay.
Now, I know you were telling me earlier that you are considering having your own podcast.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is, right?
Tell it like it is.
I like that. I think you should be able to tell it like it is and just get your opinion out there.
I had the logo done a couple of years too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I still got the logo sitting around, but yeah, I think tell it like it is, and I want to do something different where I can bring the audience in and judge the person I'm interviewing and give them a choice to say if he's telling the truth or is he lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like almost like the Gong Show. Like, but I just want to. I want to have fun with it, but I want to give real good news.
Mm-hmm.
So
how would you choose your guests for your show when you were to get it popping?
Current events, of course.
Okay.
It'll definitely be based on current events, what's happening now. Trying to bring in some classic people as well. I don't want to touch on stuff that's too emotional because the show is not about that. It's about moving forward, I would say. So instead of holding on something that that happened, but I like good stories.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad or good, and you want to defend yourself, come on the show and defend it. But my fans or my audience is going to let you have it if you're telling a lie. They can tell. So we're going to tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm. Now,
It's like a Bill Maher type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Now, where would you want to stream this? What platform? Do you have any ideas where you stream from?
It would be nice if we could have our own platform to stream it from. Hopefully, we could get our own thing going. But of course, you got your titles, you have your Apple, Spotify, and all that. But I don't know yet. I don't know. Honestly, we'd rather have in a way where we can generate some type of funding from it. But I guess for starting off, maybe Apple or Tidal. Yeah, probably just to start off and then venture off. I just got to get it going first. But, yeah.
Now, I want to get into this as well. What was Kenny's favorite song that he did with you guys?
I think Kenny enjoyed performing "Let Me Be the One" more so than any song. Like his energy was really different performing that song. You know, he would keep up with the dance steps with us, even though he was the lead vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
We had some real extensive choreography. Our choreographer, his name was Frank Gaskin. He went on to work for Beyonce now. He's her choreographer. And seemed like on "Let Me Be the One," that was one of Kenny's favorite songs. And then I say "Come Inside." Once we got to the end of the record on "Come Inside" and the live performances, he would bring a lady up on stage and And
we had this thing on a live performance. We had this thing when we did "Come Inside" back. We didn't do it. We don't do it anymore. But there was a part where we would have the small can of like confetti spray, like, and we act like we busted a nut. And if so, but it escort us. They're gonna escort us off the campus.
No, don't worry. They're not getting in here with this. This is intro in the building tonight, so it's not happening. They'll have to go through me, and I already have a bone to pick with some of the head people here, so they're gonna like it. And another question I wanted to ask you as well: what do you want intro to always be remembered as, and what do you feel like was your impact on R&B and music as a whole?
I would like for intro to be remembered as the unsung group of the 90s. By fate, while we were in the studio working with like Mary J. Blige, Father MC, Shinehead, Christopher Williams, there were a lot of other groups that were watching our moves that already had record deals out, and they were able to kind of take some of our swag and make it commercial. And then it took us time to come back. I would like for us to be remembered as that unsung 90s group. And I think our album is timeless, and it's the type of album, even though we didn't sell 1 million records out of the first week, it's still moving. Like, we still get a check every 2 months and stuff like that, and it's like 25 years later. So, that's it.
It's just driving me nuts. I had to say, because you brought up Father MC, I'll Do For You. That's the one I have
I'll
on
Do
here.
For You, that's with Mary.
Yep, that's
right. We did a song with Father MC called Close to You, which is undoubtedly the banger of the album, but they didn't want to release it at the time as a single because Jodeci was signed to his label, so they went with the Jodeci record.
You On My Mind.
No, that was Heavy D, Peaceful Journey.
Oh, Peaceful Journeys?
Yeah, that was Heavy D, Peaceful Journey. I'm gonna finish telling the story real
Treat it
quick.
like you want to be treated.
And they didn't release that, but they still made the title of the album Close to You. Yeah. You gotta check that song out. Close to You, Father MC is a really good song. Shout out to Father MC. I think he lives in
Cali.
Oh, California. All right.
Lives in California. I've been looking for him. I'd love to get him up on the show, but I can't find like his contact info. So.
Oh, shout out to J. Rue the Damager too.
Oh yeah,
that's like
another legend.
He started off with us too. He's like my little brother. Like we went to the same church and everything as kids.
Oh yeah, that's another legend.
J. Rue. Yeah. He lives in Germany now. He lives in Berlin.
Now, is there anything else you'd like to add here tonight?
You can listen out for new music from Intro. You'll hear us on a lot of other stuff. We have some new music out with the Lost Boys. We have a song called Look What I Did. You can Google that right now. Lost Boys, Look What I Did. We're on that. We're in the studio with Horace Brown. We have some new records with him. And Jeff has a nephew that's pretty dope. I have a nephew that's pretty dope, Markel Gray. Just new artists,
I'm looking for a dope female artist.
I tagged a few in one of the posts. Tagged a few, yeah.
I mean, she got to blow and she got to look good.
I want a Korean pop band. I want one of those K-pop bands.
Okay.
To the studio. Yeah, I want a K-pop band. Yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Or?
I do. I just want to say that we've been through some things in the last few months about losing certain artists, and the whole Nipsey Hussle thing.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Nipsey. That changed. Honestly, that impacted me more than Pac or Biggie. I don't know why, but
some people said that he has a bigger impact than the two of them.
And he wasn't even on that level with them yet.
Yeah.
He was getting there, but his death impacted. So it took me about 3 days to get over it. It really affected me, and I was pretty upset But my message to this is to all the young artists out there, especially the young rappers that's getting the light of being gang members and feel they got a clout chase and all that. It's unnecessary. I think you should all focus on your craft, have fun with it. We losing too many good people, and I think this is time when we all need to come together. Bloods, Crips, any other kind of gangs out there. I think we should just use that energy for
Cub
something.
Scouts, Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We need to use the energy more in a positive light and start building and doing better and make music fun again and not more of a death threat or a challenge or anything like that. So yeah, shout out to all of the up and coming artists and those that are doing it out there. Let's just keep it safe. Let's keep all those that are lost, keep them in our prayers and their prayers. We're gonna pray for them basically, because we don't want to lose anybody else again over some senseless crap. That's it.
Come check us out live. Too.
That's it.
Come check us out live.
Oh, definitely.
Come to our live shows.
When's your
Really
next upcoming shows?
This Friday we're in Southside Jamaica, Queens at Vibes.
No,
so we'll be there about 8 or 9.
Southside, we outside.
Southside Jamaica, Queens. It's a small spot. It's an intimate spot. We're pretty much coming through the host, but we will do a song or two that vibes in Southside Jamaica.
One
It's
song,
on Liberty Avenue, like right off of the Van Wyck.
But other than that, any big shows in New York is not on the list right now. But my buddy got the phone too close to my face, man. So.
Okay, she survived the South Side. Okay, might come check y'all out, man, for real. Might come do that. Also, I want to ask, because I know you're about to rap soon. 2 things. What is performing like now? Because I knew you got the confetti and wilding out back then. What is your performances like now? And also, what are the studio sessions like now in 2018, 2019?
Well, now we have our own studio, so it's not as rushed and as expensive as it was before. We get a chance. We take our time and cook the food up nice. We don't got to throw it in the microwave. We can let it set in the oven as long as we want. So it's still fun creating. As far as the shows, it's a little more work because back in the days Kenny did all of the lead vocals and stuff, so we had to step up over time, and it just continues to get better. We just go back and study, and every show is better than the last show, and we're getting calls. We're getting calls from here to we're doing music festivals in June in England. We're going back over there. We just did a super big wedding in London. Well, it wasn't London. What part of England was that, Jeff?
I forgot. It was England.
It was in England, but it was for Shoutout and Jigs. She works for Sony Pictures, and they flew us over there and took care of us really nice.
Huge wedding.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Enough is enough.
So we're on the road. We're on the road.
Enough is enough.
Okay.
Oh man. Now, is there anything else you guys want to add tonight here?
Rest in peace to John Singleton.
That's
who we
right.
just lost today,
Yeah.
and all the other fallen souls out there that put their hard work into the arts. We just got to keep remembering those that left some classic stuff behind.
It's been one of those years where we just keep calling each other up. It's like, yeah, did you hear this? I lost my godfather this year, Mr. Perkins. He passed away this year, and he's like one of my mentors. And it's been a 2019 has been it's been one of those years. But let's just stay prayerful, stay prayed up, and what I'm saying, keep it moving, stay positive.
Now, first of all, Loko, do you want to spit a little something for intro tonight? Do you feel comfortable here tonight?
You know what? Matter of fact, just because we playing their records, I feel like it's only right we play a record of mine. You know what I'm saying? I would just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's hear a record.
Yes, I mean, let's hear a record. Cause I can freestyle anytime. You know what I mean? But they're not gonna be able to hear a record. They might leave. Life might happen, stuff like that. You're like, oh. You forgot about it. Like, we famous and all that.
Which one we throwing on here for you?
Well, I mean, we're here with intro, so I mean, it's only right that we play the intro of my latest album.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So that's only right.
You got to hear this. This is an epic intro. WSJU Radio. DJ Mad Max here with intro. Listening to Loko Warbucks' intro. I'm gonna let you guys hear it.
You took me off, Jeff?
Yeah, this is tough. This is his toughest record in my opinion.
He loves this. I really just went in on the intro.
When the sprint on hopping out, it's a burden, don't get me mistaken. Hands working, go working, I'm from left fret. Huddle on the probably get your head tapped. rough, then we flipping the double law. And I won't be like, whoop, do you know it's a red car? I am neutral, I just had to bring a blood bar. And yeah, I'm super brutal when your music subpar. Wanna be rich, cut me and you leaving, don't start. That roulette on Fortnite, for something that's legendary. Such a legendary in my hood, lead a block scary. Mom dip in a hurry, open sex for living, you a dead. Church and family gather around you Thanksgiving. Hands held, no strings, BSB. Them same hands come together screaming free MG. Thank God I ain't got no one behind that wall. Cause if I did have Trump, knock it down. Not the type of pressure I fly when I'm in that town. And it's never all smiles, cause a couple of frowns. Real.
You have been introduced to Loko Warbucks.
Is it radio one about who's in
It is. I mean, that's what we here, man. The intro for intro.
That was just a clip of Loko Warbucks' intro to Winner.
Yeah. All right.
We got to get Intro's opinion on it. What do you think about it?
Those strings remind me of some Queensbridge shit right there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you we can get it real quick.
Yeah. I like that.
Appreciate it.
I like
Come
the
to the
flow.
studio. Come
Yeah.
to the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. You gonna switch contacts and all that, gonna get it done, man.
You want to spit a little something? You think you want to spit a little something here tonight?
See if they got an intro instrumental on there.
If they got
on
an
YouTube.
intro instrumental
Yeah, let's
here
see if they
tonight.
got that.
Okay, let's check it out. We'll see if they got an instrumental on here. You're gonna sing a little something, or?
I might harmonize or something. I don't know.
What's that file I was listening to out there?
Yeah, you know what that is. That's the intro, man.
What's that file I was
That's that
listening to
intro,
out there,
man.
My
Come
interview
on.
just ended. I heard some fire. I said, whoa.
That's that intro.
I got the Ribbon in the Sky
You
instrumental.
can throw that on.
That's too slow.
Too slow. Let me see.
You need that. You need
Yeah,
like
too slow,
something.
yeah, too
You need
slow.
that. You need something like a little more.
A
up
little
in here.
more, yeah. Just a little more.
Let me see.
Yeah, he was trying to get us to sing right there. Yeah, you can I see ya.
All right, let's see if this one is.
What's up, Hazel?
Okay.
Bum, bum,
I'm gonna try to rap and I'm gonna try to be a little R&B with it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Loko Warbucks.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the springtime, so you know I'm out the snow. I'm at WSJU with intro. Ooh. Got my man right here, buddy Jeff Marco in the rear.
Ooh.
Pink do-rag, do a killer can. I come through, had to kill the cam, turn the lights
yeah,
off, and I
yeah.
knock it out slow. Ooh, again, I'm with intro. Had to bring Shorty to the studio one time. She was slurping it up like that come inside song. Ooh, wee. Jeff, you real nasty. Heard that story that you told, but don't ask me. You heard it from him. You ain't hear it from me. Again, you know I'm here with Buddy, but they trying to make me sing a little song. If I harmonize, I might try to hit the note wrong, but I never hit your mom's wrong. I'm sorry. She had to come and play the game like Atari. And now I'm about to put the smack down super raw WWE. Oh man, I never saw. Got it on in the next one. And you know I'm trying to put sun in between your girl's legs, maybe even the womb. I'm so sorry, nasty.
Get 8 bars.
Come on. So who's gonna get 8 bars?
I'm guaranteed to hit my target in the neck. Oh, what the heck? Shit gets hectic. If I feel disrespected, it could get bloody. If you fuck with Buddy, you know my whole crew's nutty. But that's another story. Some find it funny and some find it very, very gory. In this New York territory, don't you dare try to re-up unless you got something for me. When I start spitting, you think about quitting, but it's not my fault, it's yours for bullshitting. How do you expect for your career to progress when all you do is sit home, write rhymes, and smoke cess? You need to roll with the scholars. You know we all about the dollar and making the crowd holler. I'm rolling through with intro, no doubt. Our only mission is to turn this motherfucker out.
Let's get too high.
You gotta sing. Now you gotta sing.
Okay. I said we cruising. So I'm not gonna sing nothing.
We gotta mix it up.
Look, I said they trying to get me to sing a little doo-wop thing. Oh my, please don't try to come my way, cause you know I'm gonna stay. I'm trying to get in between those legs, between those cheeks. And you know I'ma be there all week. Come on, man, I'm done with this.
All right, we mix it up.
Nice.
Nothing, Jeff, not Jeff?
Oh, yeah, I can sound like I'm rapping.
Do that then.
Yo. Oh, shit, this record's over.
You got another minute 30.
I got another minute?
16 balls.
Queens in the house. Check it out. I'm trying to wait for it to come to my head. Nah, I ain't got no bars.
You don't have no bars.
You can't be ballless, son. You from Queens. You from Bombers.
Yeah.
You from the Rock.
Oh, man.
That was fun.
That was great. That was great.
fun.
And I want to thank you guys for coming through tonight. It means a lot. You guys, huge fan of your guys' work. Intro will always be in my rotation. And actually, when I joined WSJU Radio last year, Come Inside was the first song I played.
Oh.
So
I thought it would be fitting if we had some wilding out college girls.
You're gonna get my number. I got you.
When my son comes back from Rome, can I please have him pop in, say what's up? When he comes back, just come in, chop in, slap five with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Communications major, doing his thing. I'm so proud of him, man. You know, I never had to go to court, never had to go, you know, just good kid, man.
It's
So
a
proud of him.
blessing.
now, you guys are always welcome to come back. How would you like it if you guys came back with your son? We could have a full interview here as well and talk about anything.
Family
with your
dinner,
son
yeah.
here.
I don't have no kids, so
Next semester.
Buddy and his son come.
Yeah, next semester.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do that, and we'll promote it and everything. And I want maybe your son could realize like how great you really are.
Well, he's actually greater than me. He gets on that guitar and he sings.
Well, we'll have him perform here. We'll promote his music on here. I'll put it
There we
on.
go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll put it on here. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying
That's
to get
more
artists
booty
who.
right there.
I'm trying to get these artists out here and going. People who may not be known and paying respect to the OGs.
So you're
like
doing
yourself.
a good thing, though, man. I mean, I love the idea that you guys are actually prepping yourself for the real world in radio. And the way you handling yourself, man, is awesome. The way you guys got the energy going in here is dope.
I appreciate it a lot. And now I've been thinking about this idea for a very, very long time now. I got to bring it up with student government. I'm going to fight my ass off to get it done. I want to have a throwback concert here at Carnesecca Arena. Now, I know there's a few names on that list, and would you guys love to perform here at St. John's
That would be
University?
dope. When we just walk past the building, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's right.
snap, that's it.
Carnesecca Arena.
Yeah,
the basketball. We have a
it's an iconic building. Iconic building.
Definitely. I would love for you guys to come here. I know I told Sean Stockman, Master Ace too, that I want them to be a part of this concert if this were able to go down. I definitely want intro there. I want people my age to put down the mumble rap, put down the whack hop, and appreciate the good music and the throwbacks and the real artists who laid down the foundation.
Nice.
That's what I want to do with that.
That's we're there. Let's do it.
Definitely.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Student government,
Yeah.
we are calling you out. Let's make it happen.
I think people would like it too, though. It's different.
Get some
I'm
good
hoping like
sponsorships, MCU.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I saw the name as I was coming into school,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
know they're already a sponsor of the school. So I'm not gonna, do any marketing here, but y'all can sponsor that
Now-
concert right there, make it happen.
Now we all know Intro is one of the greatest R&B groups of all time, and talking about concerts, would you like to give a little acapella impromptu for the show tonight?
What you want to do, Jeff?
I don't know. What do you want?
Um,
Before you start singing, let me know what it's gonna be, though, bro.
and the love.
What? You're thinking too much, man. I can be your love.
Okay. Well, let me be the one.
I can be your love.
I do believe in love. I do believe in love. I do believe, and I hold what I feel till my dreams become real. I have nothing to lose, so there's no excuse for me to give it up, yes. I do believe in love.
Thank you, buddy, for singing that for me.
You asked for the song.
No. I just want you a little more.
Get you, man.
Yo, but I felt the track for him though.
Let me be the one you come running to. Whenever you need it, whenever you need it, let me be, let me be, let me be the one you can run into. Whenever you need it, whenever you need it, lady love, come on, listen to me. I know you wanna turn away. All that we've been through, I never give up loving you. Won't you give me one more chance for romance? I'll show you more love than you've ever known. Straighten it out and make love the way it should be. Oh yes, one thing I'm sure of. The love we have will grow. If at first you don't succeed, you've got to love again. Just let me be, let me be, let me be, let me be the one you can run into. Whenever you need it, whenever you need it. Honey, don't you know that I've been waiting every day, anticipating for a woman just like you to come my way. Hey, I've been searching the right and wrong, and I'm so glad you came along. And with this loneliness I found, 'cause it's so good to have you around, because you make me, no doubt about it, so happy, no doubt about it. I've got to let you know I'll never let you go, and you make me feel so special. No doubt about it. You're more than mine alone. We got a love thing going on. No doubt about it. We got a good thing going on. No doubt about it. We got a love thing. No doubt about it. We got a good thing going on. No doubt about it. We got a love thing.
Amazing, amazing WSJU Radio.
We're going to check out the freestyle.
Jeffrey Sanders and
what you need?
Buddy.
I want your freestyle on my joint. I want to see what you sound like.
Oh yeah, let's go there.
We got to fade out with this?
Well, you got a email or something? Maybe you can send it to me. Make it louder on the thing.
Okay.
Great performance here tonight. I appreciate that a lot.
Hanging out, man.
This was great. I really appreciate that, you guys singing for us for the show tonight. Definitely for the audience. I'm sure the audience loved it. So this was,
that's not the question.
This was you. The email, I got you right here. You know what? We're gonna throw on a little track, and then when we come back, we're gonna be with Intro and Loko Warbucks. I'll just type it in. It's easier. I can send it.
Hey, Deja. Don't leave me.
Come on, let's see if it's going.
Is it still up? Is she up? Is Laura still up? That was a video. That's a joke.
There's a video you sent me? I still haven't gotten it yet.
Maybe because it's still sending?
Maybe. Yeah, videos tend to send longer.
Oh, let's get it.
Alright.
You'll get it though.
Yeah.
It's just a video of me in the studio.
Okay.
But you hear the track real good though.
Sometimes I feel that I'm lost without you, lost without your love. Sometimes I feel that I'm going under. There's no one above you. Sometimes I feel that I don't know words I have to say.
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max, you're now tuned into St. John's University with the one and only Intro, and Loko Warbucks is in the building as well.
Yes, sir.
And again, I want to thank you guys for coming here tonight.
Yeah, man.
And I definitely am looking forward to more music coming soon from you guys. 100%.
All right, Mad Max, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. And I need one of those hoodies too.
I got you. I got you.
Now, is there a website you'll put up your clothing out on soon, you think? Or?
Well, we pretty much just make clothing for ourselves.
Okay.
Like if we're going out, we'll throw some pieces on the tables and stuff like that. But like I said, we're going to do some outdoor festivals this summer, so we're going to step up our merchandise. And I guess you just hit me up on my Facebook, Buddy Wike, BUDDYWIKE. It's like a bike. Inbox me and I'll get you some pieces.
Okay, and go do that. And anything else you guys want to add before we close out? The floor is yours.
Hey, thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Nice and
Shout
short.
out to St. John's University. Thanks for bringing the intro up here.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, you guys deserve it.
Thank you.
You guys are in the building. You had to have intro come through here at one time. And Loko, I want to thank you for coming up here as well.
Always,
and spitting
man.
some heat for intro as well. I know they enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and the audience enjoyed it. So stay tuned to Wednesday night. Me and Marco will be back on air here. We're closing out right now. Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.
Peace. Peace. A remix will make you feel so right.
I was wondering if you guys could do a drop for me. Is that,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna have you record it on the mic when the song is over. If that's fine. Is that all right? I think this is my favorite remix though from you guys. Funny how time flies. The slow version is fire too.
Okay. You said it's video, right?
Yeah.
Send it to me then if anything. So it's taking a minute.
The iPhone?
Yeah.
Right to you.
What's your phone number? I got Jeffrey's phone.
I can make you feel alright.
You should have it. It went through. It looked like. But I'll forward to you. Okay, 347 551 61. What's your email?
K-A. Yeah. B-E.
Oh yeah,
R-U.
that'd be great.
E, like basement. R-U-E.
And I could do like
B.
I could bring like
Yes,
a cameraman.
Yeah, 92
Put up something
at Gmail.
as well.
Hey, what's up, Dad? I'm surprised you're not using iCloud.
Nobody else is watching.
So I could-
I'm surprised you're not using iCloud.
I'm not. That's the email I had like way back when.
I
Yeah.
stopped using my Gmail.
Over real?
Yeah, man.
Thank you. How you doing?